The election at WBAI has been tumultuous this year. One candidate, Albert Solomon, has been disqualified because of a candidate statement widely condemned, including by Pacifica's executive director, as blatantly racist, yet defended by some as, quote, satirical, close quote. All candidates are required to submit statements introducing themselves and their proposals to be published in booklets mailed to the station's members along with ballots. But Solomon devoted his statement to attacking his African-American opponents at the station, identifying each by race. Here's two excerpts. Quote, "Tell me," another black female board member, "that you didn't kick Carolyn Burden's bag and then tell her to get her bag off your foot," close quote. And, quote, "Tell me, unnamed black management staffer, that you didn't shout at Indra Hardat and that you didn't overturn her agreement with Gary Null on his lawsuit and that you didn't sign the receipt for Bernardo Palombo's membership check." But Solomon has his supporters. He was cross-endorsed by 5 other candidates: James Ross, Pat Logan, Bernardo Palombo, Don Matheson, and Lee McClure Combe. All of these candidates claim to be independent, yet on August 20th, on an unofficial email list about WBAI elections, Solomon wrote, referring to candidates opposing the Justice and Unity campaign, quote, "We have become a hardened cadre through our years of minority status, ever more resourceful and committed," close quote. James Ross eventually rescinded his endorsement of Solomon, ending his statement with the following words, quote, "I should have read the other candidates' statements before offering endorsements," close quote. But Albert Solomon had revealed his true nature long before this fall's election. When Solomon ran last year, he opened his radio announcement with a rendition of the song "Old Folks at Home," often called Swanee River, which Wikipedia notes is, quote, "is seen by some as showing racism about black Americans for its imitation of black English vernacular, with its original lyrics referring to darkies and a longing for the old plantation," close quote. And last November, in a public email on a list that Ross posts to himself, Solomon wrote, quote, "The way I look at it, there is no such thing as racism." Multi-millionaire board member and former advertising executive Steve Brown, a supporter of Ross, Logan, and other so-called independents, opposed Solomon's disqualification on free speech grounds. Brown wrote in a public email, quote, "Solomon asserts that his statement meant to be not inflammatory, but provocative in the manner of Lenny Bruce." Last week, Solomon was disqualified by the Pacifica election supervisor who wrote, quote, "In the case of Albert Solomon, whose racially charged entry has been deemed offensive by Pacifica activists nationwide, not only the spirit but the letter of the bylaws was violated, in that his statement contained no information, quote, introducing himself and his/her interest in or qualifications for serving as delegate," close quote.